In the electric pulse of a Houston lounge where the air hummed with the thrum of Afrobeats, a WizKid's sultry synths weaving through the haze of hookah smoke and half-sipped Hennessy, Ashley Williams, the 32-year-old salon siren with a smile sharp as her shears and locks that cascaded like a crown of coiled confidence, locked eyes across the dimly lit divide with Bello Nigerian, the 37-year-old real estate developer whose tailored dashiki draped his broad frame like a map of uncapped empires. It was mid-season 9 of Ready to Love, that OWN crucible where Houston's hustlers hashed out heartaches under Tommy Miles' twinkling gaze, and the mixer had devolved into a mosaic of mismatched glances. Women in waist beads and wedge heels orbiting men whose egos inflated like overproof rum. Ashley, fresh from a day threading brows into bold arches at her Montrose Salon Brow by Houston, where her chair doubled as confessional for clients spilling secrets over sugaring sessions who had come not chasing conquests but craving connection, her journal's jagged script from last week's X-Files still stinging. No more, no Tessa, give me the novel. Bello, with his baritone laced by Lagos lilt and a LinkedIn legacy of flipping fixer-uppers into five-star flips, exuded the quiet command of a man who'd bartered boyhood in Benin City for boardrooms in the Bayou City, his values a velvet vault, family first, Jollof supremacy, and a quiet quest for a queen who could match his measured moves. Their paths converged at the bar's bend, where Ashley, nursing a palm wine punch that puckered her full lips, clocked him mid-convo with a cluster of suits, his gestures grand yet graceful, and slicing air like a dire patterns, laugh rumbling low like thunder over the Niger. Hold up, she murmured to her wingwoman, a fellow aesthetician eyeing the exit. That one's got vibes alike, and she coded. The approach was alchemy, Ashley sidling up with a sway that synced to the speaker's sway, her emerald earrings catching the club's kaleidoscope kale, extending a manicured hand that said handle with heritage. I'm Ashley, she offered, voice a velvet hook, and you? You're giving Major Royinbo energy, but now wait. Bello turned, his dark eyes deepening like colon nut under scrutiny, a half-smile hooking his mustache as he clasped her palm, the grip firm but fleeting, electric as an Okada spark. Bello, he rumbled, the name rolling off his tongue like a Benin drumbeat. And what's the verdict on that energy? Ashley's arc-a-brow artistry bleeding into banter tilted playful. I could tell you're Nigerian by your mannerisms, the way you hold court, like you're negotiating a dowry and a deal in the same breath. That head tilt when you listen, pure Yoruba wisdom. And don't get me started on the laugh, it's got that Lagos traffic jam resilience, deep and unshakable. The lounge's low light limned their laughter, a shared seismic shift that silenced the side eyes from singleton sentinels nearby. Bello's baritone blooming buoyant, guilty as charged a day kitty born, Houston honed. But you, that glow-up gaze, it land the roots with a Texas twist. Salon stories in your stance. Ashley's exhale was easy, the icebreaker rising into intimacy as they migrated to a corner booth upholstered in oxblood leather, the club's bass line a bassinet for their budding bond. Afrobeats got me through my last letdown, she confessed, fingers tracing the rim of her glass like a lash line in flux. Burna Boy's last on repeat after he ghosted mid-Ghana Fest. But you're pulling me toward Yeah the Real remix. Bello leaned in, his cologne a constellation of vow and optimism, unpacking his unhurried universe. Nigerian by blood, American by blueprint. Flipping foreclosures feels like fighting for the future my folks fled floods for. But love? That's the legacy loaded, gotta build it bold. No shortcuts. Their dialogue danced deeper, Ashley unveiling her salon as sanctuary. Brows don't lie, they bear souls. Bello bartering blueprints for his village vibe ventures. Visions of eco-enclaves echoing his Anuku elders. The club's crescendo cloaked their chemistry. Tommy's terrace toasted distant drum as the duo delved into diaspora dreams, shared shrines to Suaya spots in southwest Houston. Debates on whose Andy's EUC reigns supreme. Ashley's admission of Nigerian Netflix binge as a blood sisters had me hooked, but real Janine's notes. Bello's intrigue ignited, his mannerisms of the deliberate nod, the palm-up plea for pausey mirroring the magnetism she'd clocked from across the crowd. Wholesomeness wrapping wholesomeness in a web of what-ifs woven tight. As the lounge's lights lifted toward last call, Ashley's arch softened to a smile, Bello's baritone a bridge. Mannerisms match. Let's map the Rista dinner at my developer's den. Jolliffe judging optional. The cutaway confessional captured her glow, called it unsight a Nigerian by the nod, but mine by the night. In Houston's humid heart, where mixers minted matchism in the mundane, Ashley's acuity wasn't assumption, it was anthem, a spark that scripted their story from spotted strides to synced souls, proving and ready to love's relentless reel. The right read rewrites the romance, one mannerism at a time.